So today we're looking at a 1995 1.4 Astra Mark III. Very quick backstory on this car. I bought this car in 2010. We needed transport pretty damn quick, and this is what we came up with. So when we got it, it had just come back to the dealers after 15 years with full Vauxhall service history, so there wasn't very much not to like. Didn't know how long I was going to keep the car. Turned out I had it 5 years. My dad then needed a car, and he had it actually longer than I did, and you don't often find cars like this anymore that are actually better than what you hope they will be. This is all the stuff that's been done just since he's had it. It's had suspension work, it's had 2 timing belts, it's had tyres, it's had windscreen, you know, you name it, it's had it. So he has now taken it for MOT and it's failed. So is it worth saving? I don't know. I'll perhaps let you decide that, but if you're going to save one, then this is probably one of the cleanest left, I would say. So let's get it up in the air and I'll show you what the problem is. Oh dear. So you can see why the MOT man was not too happy about that. Hard to believe there were no holes in there last year, but that's rust doing its thing. So the options are, you can buy a whole Sill, which takes you right up to the lip. They're on eBay for, I don't know, 22 quid or something. The problem with that, from my point of view, is to fit it properly is going to take longer than I want to spend, and then I'll have the problem of having to paint it back to the original colour if I so choose. But the point is, there's nothing wrong with any of this. It's so clean and original, you know, it really would not do even this car justice to slap an oversill on. So trying to avoid that if I can. I can bend 4 feet long sheet steel on my homemade bending station, so I've put a mark here where that runs out. So I'm going to just try and keep it nice and simple. We're not restoring this car, we're just trying to save its life. Let's cut this out up to about there and see what's behind all this mess. Okay, so that's the first cut and clean up. I've unpicked the flange off of the inner. She's pretty good. There's just one hole here to sort out. There was a piece of the flange missing, so I've chopped that out. So I need to put a piece in there to replace that, and a patch over that. But I'm going to show you there's an inner panel, and you need to know where that is. Okay, so here's the inner support panel I'm talking about, and more by luck than judgment I dodged the bullet of cutting off its flange. So if you were to slice along here, which is the naturalist thing in the world to do, you would actually detach the support panel from the sill. So you need to know that if you're going to do this job properly, because you're going to need to cut either side to release the main part of the sill, and you're also going to need to drill your new spot welds holes to weld it back onto this flange. So yeah, sneaky little panel, you wouldn't know it was there. So the trick to butt welding these two edges together is to put some copper behind it. If you haven't got a piece of copper bar, do like I did here, get yourself a piece of copper pipe, put a slit down the side, unravel it and flatten it out, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so for those of you who might be interested, there is a video on the channel how I built the bending station, why I built it. Basically it's for days like today where you want a really nice sharp crease that a brake doesn't normally give you with 18 gauge, and you can obviously make up your own repair panels. So there's our panel ready to weld on. Now it turns out I only had 3 foot lengths in 18 gauge, so I went ahead and made the missing length. So, and that worked out okay because I had to add a bit on at the end anyway, so that's absolutely fine. One thing to watch with these jobs is the mission creep. Never underestimate how much time you're going to spend dealing with stuff you didn't even know about. So it's just something to think about, you know, sorting all this missing end and everything, you know, takes as much time as what you started the job off for in the first place. So I went ahead and put this piece in, and I wanted to get this in first because A, it sets the position of our repair panel in and out, but also because all of this was missing, it gives me something to weld the end of it to, otherwise it would all be floating in the wind on the end. So that's done. Now on the repair panel, you see I've got my holes ready to spot weld through onto that. and also I found that this outer edge needed tipping just a little bit to make it fit better, so where we're welding it to is at a slight angle. So less waffle and let's get it welded to the car. To tackle this, and I thought I'd integrate this missing piece into this repair. So that's the repair of the sill end, all finished. That's all nice and solid, and as we come along, all our patches in. We got our square on the end, all ground up. So the only thing left for me to do is this end of the sill that's rusted off. So I've been messing around trying to make something to replace this. So let me get that on and I'll bring you back when I'm finished. So that's the end of the wing repaired, which is great because that's all the metalwork done now on this side. So technically the vehicle was roadworthy now because that's all it failed the MOT on. Bad news is, of course, I'm not finished. If you have this sort of work done at an MOT garage, they'll probably spray something like this out of a can and send you down the road. I think I can do a bit better than that, so that's what I'll be covering in the next one. Sealing, painting, and we'll just do a little bit of bodywork on each end of the sill, just the bits you see, to keep her looking pretty. Okay, so as always, thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.